Alright, boys, welcome back to Satisfactory. In the last episode, we did our coal power plant, and we got about 5,000 megawatts of power. And we're probably going to need every bit of it. Now, I want to get some proper setups going for my rotors, reinforced plates, and I would like to start a modular frame setup because I still have yet to make one of those. And to do all that, we're going to need screws. A lot of screws, like thousands of screws per minute. And instead of getting rid of screws through recipes, we're going to embrace the screws through recipes. After crunching some numbers, we should be getting around 10,000 screws per minute. But we need some recipes, such as the iron alloy ingot, the solid steel ingot, the molded beam, steel screws, and fine concrete. With those recipes, we should be able to make tons of screws with not a lot of raw resources. Alright, well, this is the last hard drive I have for now. I got 3 out of the 5 recipes that I need. I'm missing the molded beam and the fine concrete recipe. And this is not what I needed. Definitely refresh this one. Oh, that's the molded beam. That's exactly okay. All right, now I have 4 out of the 5 recipes. I'm just missing the concrete. I've done like an hour and a half or so of exploring, if not a little bit more. I'm ready to start building, so I'm gonna start building to where I'm planning on doing this at, and hopefully I can find a hard drive or two along the way and get the concrete recipe. Alright, so we got our giant pathway across like half of the map. We got our massive platform. I'm pretty sure this will be big enough, but we'll find out. And I was crunching a little bit of numbers, and all we're going to need is these 2 coal nodes for 320 coal per minute. We're going to need this copper node for only 50 copper per minute. And then we only need one of these 2 iron nodes for 200 iron per minute. But I'm going to grab both of them because at some point I do plan on expanding or upgrading. And then I'm still not sure about limestone yet because I wasn't really looking for hard drives on my way over. I was just building a path. So at some point I gotta go look for some more hard drives. Alright, boys, our factory is coming along nicely. Oh, shit. I died? Oh my god. It takes so long to walk back. Okay, we're back. Like I was saying, the factory is coming along nicely. So I got the 2 iron nodes, and I'm bringing them over here. And I did some weird thing with the conveyors to nudge them a little lower with deleting and nudging the foundations lower. So that way they're super nice and clean right along the foundation. I won't do it for everything because it was a lot of work, but it looks really good. And then I got the copper, and I'm running it through the middle of the iron and underneath this cool little tunnel thing. And then I got all of this connected. This is making my iron ingots. And this middle foundry is coming up into a splitter. So that way it can merge into the other belts. And then the 5 foundries can nicely go into 8 foundries. And then all the iron splits throughout all of the foundries for steel ingots. And then I got the coal already connected, which I am using the infinite length conveyor lift trick. So that way I only need to use 1 lift instead of multiple, or doing some weird ramp thing with normal conveyors. And this setup, once powered, will be making us 480 steel ingots per minute. But we still got to do concrete, and I don't have a concrete recipe. So I got to work on that. Okay, turns out I am just incredibly blind. I already got the concrete recipe. I just didn't take it. So we need to go find our quartz, which I already have a little pathway for our tractor that I think we're going to use. Because quartz is dead straight ahead from this path. So it'll be super easy with the tractor. Alright, so as per usual, while I was at work, I was doing some thinking. And before I do the limestone and quartz here, I need to go back to my base and do something that I should have done a long time ago. So if you were here for my first Satisfactory video, you would know I did a smart plating setup to complete the first phase of the space elevator. Phase 2 only takes 1,000. I already have all 1,200 backed up, and I have had these. I have had these. Why did that sound wrong? I have had these for forever. Like, I believe these were backed up before I finished my coal power plant. And so I was thinking, I'm pretty sure smart platings are used in another part of the space elevator. And if that's the case, I'm going to be building a proper setup, not this janky little garbage thing. So why don't I just use this janky little garbage thing, keep it, so that way I can use these smart platings and just stick them into the awesome sink. I'm sure they're worth a fair amount of points, at least for considering right now where I'm at. And I could just be building up tickets slowly while I'm doing all this work, so that way when I'm ready, I can decorate everything. I don't know why I haven't thought of this before, but also, I need to unlock this because I do not want to take regular power poles all the way to the beams and screw area. And you get power storages, which eventually I would like to build a massive like battery farm kind of thing. Now, all of our smart platings will be going into here. Hello? There they are. They'll be going into here, and we'll actually just be making tickets passively. Now, we have power towers. So these will be extremely useful for getting power to the base. Alright, now we have power all the way here. Alright, now we just get the fine concrete recipe. We will set up the truck station to the quartz, and then figure out where I'm putting all this. Okay, so as it turns out, the quartz node I was going to grab is underground. It is in a cave system somewhere, and that's not what I'm trying to go look for. But fear not, there's more quartz, hopefully straight ahead. Man, I thought this was gonna be easy and straightforward. Of course not. I should have known. How am I supposed to get the quartz if I cannot get the quartz? Okay, so it turns out I think I'm a major idiot. So this is where all the work is being done. Spiders. And apparently there's a cave system right down here where the coal is, and that's a big spider. And I'm pretty sure the quartz is in that cave system, so I need to get some nobelisks or bombs, whatever you want to call it, TNT. I need to blow it up. Come on, I thought it was deeper than that. Oh, jeez, it's such a long walk. Oh man. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Alright, hopefully I do not die this time, because that would suck. Oh, wait. And I'm realizing I'm full health. I wouldn't have died either way, but why is my crate up here and not down there? And I need to go down there anyways to get the sulfur. What am I thinking? Boo! Alright, we got dynamite! We're evolving! Now, let's not die on the way down! Oh, no. No. That's certain death. That's certain death. Okay, jeez. Ooh. Alright, rocks. Time to say... That didn't go far at all. Oh, okay. Time to say bye-bye, rocks. Oh, yeah, that's a big explosion. Alright, that should be all of them, right? Alright, nice. That's all the rocks blown up. Now I can lay some foundations in there and see what I'm working with for path. I'll probably honestly just run conveyors. It's honestly probably not worth running a truck station through there. I hate being in caves, but man, this is beautiful. This looks so good. Okay. That was the last conveyor for the quartz. Now quartz is to the base, which the quartz is going to be quite easy. It's just 2 constructors into 100 silica a minute, which is only going to be using 60 raw quartz per minute, roughly. So we're going to have a lot of leftover quartz. Now, is the connection the most beautiful thing in the world? Absolutely not. But does it work? And does it look awful? Wait. Does it work? Yes. Does it look awful? No. Could it look better? Yes. But, oh. Well, that's kind of an issue. Alright. And then this is where the quartz is coming in. Alrighty, well that took a minute. I got the copper all done. The copper, yes, the copper. The limestone, I got the limestone all done. So this is the first node, that's the second one. And I'm bringing them both to here through the lifts. And then oh, I almost said copper again. The limestone is going into the assemblers on the bottom path. This is taking about 400 limestone per minute. So, and with my conveyors being Mark III, they can only handle 240 a minute. So obviously I had to split them up between the 2 nodes, which isn't really a big deal. Would I have liked to use only 1 node and just stretch it all the way across? Obviously, yeah. But then the quartz is getting done in these constructors to silica, producing about 100 a minute, being split into 50 each side. It only takes 12 per constructor. I'm using the fine concrete recipe, and I got them all turned down to 40 a minute. So in the end, I'll be making 320 concrete per minute. And then in the foundry, we have the molded beam recipe, which takes 120 steel ingots per minute and 80 concrete per minute, and this is what we're going to use to make our 180 steel beams per minute. I'm not too entirely sure how I'm going to route these with the steel ingots into the foundries, but as per usual with everything else, I will figure it out. Alrighty boys, so I figured out a thing or two. So obviously these are the concrete, and I need 80 a minute into each foundry, and these are producing 40 a minute each. So obviously I'm going to connect 2 to 1 to make it 80 a minute on each conveyor, going into each foundry for 320 concrete per minute. And then over here, each foundry is making 60 steel ingots a minute. So 60 to 120, 120 and 120 to 240. And then I just did the same thing down here as well. It's the exact same setup, just a little bit more spread out. And then brought them all the way over here. and into the foundries. And while these may not look connected, again, I am using the splitter nudge trick that I figured out, and I'm using that over here as well. So I don't need the conveyors for any of this, which is really nice. But that is 180 steel beams per minute just sitting there. Now, what am I going to do with that? Well, I need to make some screws. So I need to bring these foundries just straight up, and I'm going to add a second floor here for just screws. And now, while this does look phenomenal, I feel like I could have gotten away with spacing it out way less, because I feel like this is a lot of room for not a super massive setup. Maybe in the future I'll do smaller builds, try and condense them more, but I kind of like the open space builds, and it makes it easy to see everything. I feel like it's nicer on the eyes, nicer to make it look clean, but I don't know. So I had to come back to get some plates, rods, and concrete, and this has been going for minute. I want to say like an hour or so, maybe longer, maybe 2 hours, something like that. Curious how many tickets we got. 11. That's not bad. That's not bad. What are we getting? 1,000 points a minute? That's not great. That's not great. That's not great. After I build the platform for the second floor, all I gotta do is put down a stupid amount of constructors and then a giant manifold line. I was gonna say I don't think that would work, but we're only producing, I say only, but we're producing 180 steel beams a minute. My conveyors can handle that, so I only need one manifold line, just a stupid amount of constructors. All right, we got all 36 constructors placed, and the entire factory is done now, as far as screws are concerned. So obviously, like I said, I want to double this factory basically with the rest of the nodes that are around here, so that way I can just produce straight beams to use for the versatile frameworks and other things. But for now, our screw factory is completely done. We even got everything hooked up to power, and I basically drug all the stuff through the floors to make it look nice, and so that way there wasn't wires all over the place. But yeah, everything is hooked up to power. I mean, it's ready to go. All I gotta do is hook up these two outlets, and everything should be good. Hopefully with zero problems, because I am great at the game and I never do anything wrong. I don't see anywhere where anything could go wrong, but you know, I'm blind half the time. So let's connect this and let's see how this goes. And I wonder how this is doing on my power grid. I have no clue how much this is using. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. So like, even with my starter base, I'm using like 1,200 megawatts, 1,300 megawatts at max. Okay, so that's not bad at all. Why? Oh! Yep. I forgot to power the other limestone node. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. I am brilliant. And it's going. All right. So we're good there. The limestone's going. Is everything else working? Limestone. We got silica. Nice, beautiful. We got our copper and iron. We got our steel ingots. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, yeah. Wait, why aren't these moving anywhere? Hopefully when this concrete gets here, the ingots will start flowing. Nice. Okay, beautiful. So far, everything looks like it's working. Alright, now that everything's flowing nice and good, everything is working beautifully, I need to place storage containers at the end of every single one of the constructors, so that way they all back up, and I can just grab them straight out of the storage containers as I need them. And they'll act like as a buffer. And I guess while I'm not using them, waiting for other builds to be done, if I ever need 10,000 screws in 1 minute for any reason, I'll I'll have them. All right, there it is. That's all the storage containers. And are you kidding me? They're off centered. Okay, there's all the storage containers. And now everything here should be flowing oh so beautifully. Oh yeah. That's phenomenal. Okay, let me get a good shot of this. Alright boys, this has been 10,000 screws a minute. It is finally complete. It took a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys liked the build. I hope you guys are satisfied. If you are, please be sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.